Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the SSL indicator.
But before we do, if you have not watched my first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that right now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team, and as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down in the description below. You can also find a link to our Discord server, so that way we can all discuss testing indicators and building our trading system. And lastly, you can find a link below to TradingView. If you sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money using the link below.
Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the SSL indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So, to date, we have tested 100 indicators. And out of those 100 indicators, 35 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 35 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, so the SSL indicator. This is a TradingView member created indicator, and so there will be a link to this indicator below in the description. The creator called it the SSL channel, and so obviously it forms a channel between two lines here. If you've never seen the SSL indicator, it is a two-line cross indicator. It has the green line and the red line. And when a cross takes place, so when the green line jumps above the red line, that is a signal to go long. When the red line jumps above the green line, that is a signal to go short. Pretty simple setup, not too much to it. I have heard before that the SSL lags a little bit, and so I hear tell that it needs to be dialed in a little bit more than the default settings. And even even on the page for this indicator, the TradingView members page that created this, they even mention in the comment section that that it is lagging a little too much, and they are attempting to find the best settings for it. It was said that 7 is a good option to try. Now, I bounced back and forth the idea of whether or not I should attempt to modify the settings before testing it, but I feel like that gets takes us down a little bit of a slippery slope. So far, with all the indicators that we have tested, the 100 indicators that we have tested, besides the moving averages, because they work on so many different time frames. Besides the moving averages, I have tested every single indicator on the default settings. And I've mentioned this a few times, and my thought process on this is that if we can find an indicator that can achieve a 60% win rate on the default settings, and then it has the ability to be dialed in a little bit better than the default settings, then it stands to reason that we can take that indicator from a 60% 60% win rate indicator, and we can bump it up to, a 70 or an 80% win rate by dialing it in and modifying, finding the best settings for it. And so I feel like if we have to modify the settings in the initial test, then we're kind of sabotaging that process already, because we're kind of putting it in the best context possible, and it's really hard. It'd be really hard to go any better than that. And yeah, I know that, if it was able to achieve a 70% win rate, off of the modified settings, then, hey, that's a really good win rate. But at the same time, it gets a little problematic, because then we have to set and tweak, the settings over and over and over, trying to dial it in to the best one. And I could do 20 or 30 videos just on the different settings that off of one indicator. And that's just a simple indicator like this. If we did something like the Ichimoku, or some of the other like really extravagant indicators, I could do hundreds of videos just testing the different settings alone. And so, yeah, with all that being said, like I said, I've always subscribed to the thought process that it needs to be able to achieve something decent on the default settings first, before it can move on to the next stages of the testing process, and trying to dial in and testing it over a larger number of trades. And so that's why I have never really tweaked the settings on any of these indicators. I just trade them the way the creator meant them to be traded. And so, all right. Yeah, with all that being said, we're going to leave it on the default settings, and we are going to trade it just like I said. When the green line goes up, that is a signal to go long. When the red line goes up, that is a signal to go short. Pretty simple. Let's get on with the testing process here and see what we can get out of this indicator. All right, there we go. We got our first cross right here. Unfortunately, it didn't do very well. Would have definitely gotten us stopped out. Then we have another cross right there. I don't believe that one. Nope. That one also did not hit the take profit. There we go. We got our third signal right there. And finally, a winning trade off that one. All right, let's keep plugging along here. It's bouncing around there, made a pretty good push down. Seems to have hit an area of consolidation. It is now breaking out of that consolidation and giving us a signal to go long, and it did in fact go quite long. Definitely got take profit on that one. Not a bad trade. Here we go. Bumped down for a moment right there, then turned around and shot right back up, giving us a losing trade. Let's follow this one out just a little bit more to see what it does. Yeah, there we go. Finally got to the win on that one. We've had a strong push up. Probably looking for some consolidation here at the top of this. Price action looks like it's starting to weaken here. It's come down from this strong move here and bounced off this green line. Let's see if we can start seeing, yep, it broke down through the green line. It's now coming down to the red line. It's a pretty good sign that we're going to see some kind of a down move trying to form here. It may or may not do that successfully. We'll see. Yep, there we go. Enough to get us to first take profit before it bounced back up and retested that area and then had a strong push down from there. It's way overextended down here at this bottom. Had, you know, just red candle after red candle, chop, 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 big old long candles there. And so no doubt it had this massive green candle trying to bounce its way back up there. There it attempted to go for a long position. It gave us a signal to go long. I'm not fairly confident in that move. I could be wrong, but my instincts are telling me that this might come back down and retest this area before attempting to really jump up too far. I think we might. Yep, we sure did. Barely squeezed out take profit on that. Like I said, it attempted to push its way back up, but it's having a hard time wanting to come down and retest this lower area down here before it decides what direction it wants to go. Give us a short signal here. Not sure if we were able to squeeze out 50. Yeah, barely, but we got it. So another win. Let's see what it does. Now it's going to attempt to shove itself back up. It came down, retested this little zone a little bit here, attempting to make its move back to the upside. Now it has given us a cross for a long trade. Let's see what it does. Boom, boom, boom. Stair stepped its way up there. Not too bad. It's coming down, retesting that lower band. Broke through it. When it did, gave us a short signal here. It's not a lot of push up there on that one before this pullback, and so you know, having a real strong downtrend from here is kind of iffy at this point. Generally, you want to see a strong push up before this. This looks more like manipulation. They've pushed it up in a strong push, got everybody into the trade, then did this really strong push down here, knocking out a bunch of people who were now jumping into this trade thinking it was going to run forever. And then often we see it push itself back to the upside, headed in the original direction that it was supposed to be going. Let's see what it does. Chopping down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Nice. It was able to overcome that and start a little bit of a downtrend there. Let's see. We had definitely gotten the move down there. Not too bad. Came down, hit this area, scooped back up really hard. Now it's trying to push itself back up. This is a really overextended move right here, so I'm not sure how much momentum to the upside we can get out of it, but we've got a long signal. Let's see how it plays out. Tried. I think we might have gotten 50 pips out of that though. Yep, we did. Ever so slightly, but we did. And like I said, it didn't make a very convincing move there. It tried. It's kind of like what I was talking about over here. You see it made this strong push right here. Got a whole bunch of people really excited that this thing was going to take off in the upside here, and then bam, they smash it back down here, and it will probably bounce in this area, possibly trying to push its way back up because that's what they like to do. Ooh, it's chopping all around in that area. Let's see. It gave us another downtrend there, which would have been successful. Another uptrend there, which also would have been successful. So, this is why we trade with indicators and not necessarily price action. Indicator tells us for sure, yes or no. Price action, it's a little iffy. Let's see. So it looks like we took back-to-back losses right there. There we go. And then it dropped down here. That does look like 50 pips, but we'll play it out a little bit farther anyways. Let's see. Yep. Play it out a couple here. Definitely came down on that toe to get 50. Alright, let's see. Pushed up for a moment there and unfortunately was not able to sustain the move up before it dropped back out, giving us a short here, which would have been successful. There we go. Getting close to the end of the year. Not too far off. We're almost in December now. Push, push, push here. What's it gonna do? It's pushing down hard. Probably start to rebound to the upside here. There we go. We got an up signal, a long signal there. Let's see if it can play out in our favor. It's trying, and no. The sellers were able to push that back down even further. Did get us a short though at take profit, so that's not too horrible. And that is the end of the year. There we go. That's what we're looking at for the SSL. Okay, let's add them up here and see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 14 trades all together. So that gives us about a 67% win rate. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, this is a prime example of what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So we have a 67% win rate on this one, and imagine if we can dial it in just a little bit more, wipe out, you know, 1 or 2 of these losses. That would put us at a 76% win rate with this indicator. And then imagine adding a confirmation indicator that knocked out, you know, 1 more trade. And then imagine having a range filter or a momentum indicator that knocked out 1 or 2 extra losses as well. And so By the time it's all said and done, um, if you knock out a few losses here and there with each of those steps, um, it's not inconceivable to have a strategy that puts us consistently at, um, 80, the high 80s, even 90% win rate. And so this is a prime example of why I don't tweak the settings on an indicator. It's possible that we could it's possible that we could discover that the default settings are the best, but it's also likely that we could tweak them a little bit and, like I said, knock out one or two losing trades. And at that point, I mean, we're talking about some really rapid growth um, in our overall win percentage of a system. And so, yeah, not a bad indicator at all. I thought it would do a little bit worse, actually. I didn't think it would do quite as good. I've never actually sat down and tested it thoroughly, the SSL. And so, like I said, I've heard many people say that it's, really laggy and that we need to be dialed in a little bit better. And so, honestly, I didn't know if it was even going to meet the 60% criteria, but I mean, it definitely did. It did it rather well. It was, calling some really decent spots. It, all in all, just seemed to do a really good job and wouldn't be horrible as a potential exit indicator either. And so, yeah, keeping my eye out for that as well. Like I said, in the Discord, we were talking about that, how we should maybe start to try to identify indicators that can work in different aspects of the system besides just as an entry. And so that's definitely something I have my eye on here on out in the videos. And so, yeah, a decent indicator. It's going on the win list. I am going to put it under the categories of an entry indicator, a confirmation indicator, and a exit indicator, because I feel like it could be used. I mean, in reality, an entry indicator and a confirmation indicator are basically one in the same. I mean, they both work to get us into trades. And so anytime we have an entry indicator, it would also stand to reason that it could be a confirmation indicator. And then an exit indicator, of course, is what it is. Basically, that's an indicator that can get us out at a reasonable time at the bottom of areas where price reverses really quickly. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So, video's getting a little long. I'm going to cut it here. Like I said, it's going on the yes list. Another good indicator that met the criteria. So we'll bump up those numbers as well. And I will put this under the appropriate categories, and we will move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you